We're going down Kickstarter lane. What's happening in Kickstarter, Ben?
Okay, so the first Kickstarter we're going to be looking at is one from Wordforge Games. Now, this is their 1/100 scale 15mm tank battle game called Armoured Digital. And this is really cool. So this game is very, very quick and easy to learn. It uses card-based gameplay, but the really big thing for me that got me is the way that they've got like a programming system built into this. So, for example, if you've played any games like Robo Rally and those kind of games like that, where you place cards down to the table to begin with and then you unveil the orders as you go, this has got a cool element of that mixed into it, which I thought was very interesting. The other cool thing about this as well is that we've also got an element of base building built in. Well, sorry, no, not base building, but unit building in the game. So what you're able to do on the tabletop is you're able to switch up your strategies. So, for example, if things aren't working too well, you can sort of go into your collection on the side and raid through it and think, these are the kind of tanks I need for this. I'll bring them in and I'll use some of the game elements in order to build these and put them on the tabletop, which I thought was a very cool idea indeed. So, yeah, an interesting one there from Wordforge Games.
Yeah, now, I actually had a closer look at this earlier today because they've got 4 videos up there that show you how to move, how to shoot, and how the actual turn sequence works. But they also show you the element where you can actually repair your vehicles mid-game and actually construct new units mid-game. So that it's sort of an RTS element, which
it's a little bit of a Command and Conquer feel in that sense, doesn't it?
It does.
So,
well, the way it works is if I scroll back up here very quickly to here, so you have the automated mine, right?
Yes.
With a little transporter. That grabs resource from the automated mine in a new phase of the game that gets added and takes it to the Wombat mobile factory.
Yeah.
And what you'll have in front of you is a set of cards telling you what the cost of material is to create a new vehicle, but also how much time you have to spend putting orders into the mobile factory to actually create that vehicle. So if you don't have enough orders in your hand, you could start creating a vehicle, not have enough to finish it during that phase, and then possibly your Wombat gets destroyed while you're halfway through building a vehicle.
So I like this idea of constructing resources on the fly.
Yeah, it also means that if you lose, say, a key tactical piece for your force,
you could replace it.
Yeah, or if you see that something's taking an absolute hammering, you can start like a fighting retreat to actually get back to the Wombat to get it repaired and back up into the fight.
This is something me and Lloyd just to toy around with the ideas in our games of 40k, because we were always big fans of the Dawn of War series. And one of the great things about Dawn of War was you were able to construct these factories that spat out units. So myself and Lloyd, some years ago now, toyed around with some additional kind of house rules and things like that to allow us to generate rhinos and full of men and
remember the megalith
and stuff.
Remember the
megalith. Absolutely. I have actually some of the minis here.
Yes.
Now the only thing I'm not sure of is I don't know whether these are finals or prototypes.
They look to be resin casts from a 3D print, because if you look underneath them, you can see the scaffolding pits on some of them.
So let me just have a quick look and see. So let me show you what we've got here.
So that's your Centaur.
This is the Centaur. I think these are lovely.
Yeah. This is something important to the gameplay as well. If I'm correct, and I hope I'm correct, I believe this is your command vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that you actually have to do is whenever you're laying down your order cards, your actual combat units have to be within range of your command vehicle.
Yes. So
it gives a very different sort of feeling. Now,
next up we have the wolf.
Yes. Now,
so let me put that
this is an interesting one.
There we go.
Because each of your vehicle types have different sort of mobility abilities, different armor types, different weapon types. So this one in particular, it's got reactive armor.
I'm just experimenting to see which way the turret looks best. The turret looks best that way. I love turning tanks turret backwards, because I think that they then look like old German tanks. Like look at that there.
Well, actually, that would be it. Whenever it's being transported from combat zone to combat zone, they always did that.
That's a nice looking tank.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Rhino.
Yes.
So really check out this bad boy.
If I remember correctly, this one has reflective armor.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the
reactive or reflective.
reflective. So
Ooh.
this is something that's very important, is your armor type whenever you're on the tabletop, because
and just to show you, there's also little details on the undersides of
those are your little
these.
scaffolding pips that I was talking about.
Look at that one there.
Oh, actually, yeah, that one's got all the suspension sculpted in.
So isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
Look at this bad
That's
boy
your
here.
elephant.
That's just monstrous there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's he's
Artillery
happy
piece.
happy to be here. Put that down, boy. There we go. Very nice.
The actual
These are lovely little pieces, you know. It'll be fun. What I love about this is you can have loads of these. And let's be honest, you want to play a game like this, you want to collect a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and
So that's your Viper.
does the game look like it'll scale, Ben?
From what we can see, yeah, it looks like it's going to be an interesting game to go from sort of like smaller units up to like mass battle size. So
Yeah.
it should be pretty cool. And because obviously it's 15 mil, that's kind of an interesting angle to this, because it means you can get a lot more stuff on the tabletop, play over larger areas as well, maybe even have different biomes going on as well on the tabletop, which would be cool. So yeah.
Who's this?
Oh, that's the Meerkat. Symbols.
That's the meerkat. Awesome.
Yeah, one of the things I saw for the actual turn sequence that I found quite interesting is whenever you actually begin the combat phase of your turn, you and your opponent actually, first you roll your basically command ability to determine how many action cards you get into your hand during a turn,
Yeah.
and then you actually roll for a different roll, which is to see who's going first in the turn,
Yeah.
which actually means if you roll high enough, you could get 2 activations at the start of the round before you start taking turns at taking activations, so you could get a little bit of a jump on your opponent to do a little extra damage or reposition yourself a little bit, which could be very cool.
I've one last wee model. Do you know what this one is?
I believe... Oh, that's the polecat.
The polecat. So it's like a rocket launcher, isn't it?
It looks like a small recon vehicle. One thing I like with these miniatures is it's very easy to sort of determine what their roles are.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the meerkat, that to me looks like either a spotter...
Which one's the meerkat? This one.
It's either a spotter or a command vehicle.
Yep.
Whenever you look at the Viper, you're going to look at that and say,
Which one's the Viper?
The angled one on the far end.
There we go. There's the Viper. Yeah.
It looks like sort of a medium to main battle tank. When you look at the elephant, you know that's your artillery.
That's the elephant. Even I remember that one.
Yeah. Whenever you look at the wolf.
There we go. Is that the wolf?
Yes, that's the wolf.
Well done. Yeah.
Again, that looks like a main battle tank.
Yeah.
And because all of this looks very, very modular, you know, this is the way that a lot of military design is going these days. They're designing vehicles that you can just pop certain components out, new components in, and they change roles within the battlefield.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a fan of the art direction that they're taking on this.
Well, speaking of art...
Oh, here we go.
So,
that's nice.
So that's a Wombat Mobile Factory building what would appear to be a wolf.
A wolf, yeah.
Yes. So
At first
very,
glance,
very
it
cool.
does look like a wolf, doesn't it? Yeah.
Whenever you look at that reactive armor on the side. But also the way that you track your health in this game is interesting as well. So you will essentially have a defense stat, right? And for each point on the defense stat you have, that's a dice you can roll to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But for every point of damage you take, you start losing those dice.
Ah.
So as you take damage, it becomes more likely that you will become damaged.
Yeah. So.
And when you're out of that stat, you're dead.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Well, it's nice to make a game that's killy.
10 days left on Armoured Digital, so if you're interested in getting in there and grabbing yourself a whole bunch of little 15mm tanks, the casting quality is lovely on those.
And
I've got to say.
is currently fully funded with 12 days to go. So now it's on to stretch goals.